Ever get a craving for something totally different, like a flavor adventure,
Oh, yeah.
Well, today we're diving deep into Nigerian cuisine,
Sounds delicious.
right here in Iowa, no less.
Interesting.
We found this awesome YouTube tutorial by someone called NaijaIowan, and they're going to walk us through making ifo riro.
Ifo rear.
It's this really flavorful stew.
Okay, yeah.
And, of course, no Nigerian meal is complete without pounded yam.
I've heard of that.
So we're going to learn how to make that, too.
I'm excited to see how Nigerian cooking traditions, make their way to Iowa.
Totally. Food is like a passport, right?
Wait, correct.
It can take you anywhere.
Absolutely.
Okay, so first things first. Ifo riro.
Let's hear it.
My giant one starts out with, well, pretty basic ingredients, I guess.
Okay.
Spinach, bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, stuff like that. And they're using beef for this particular tutorial.
Makes sense.
But, and this is what I love about Nigerian food, you can really just use whatever protein you want.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, chicken, fish, or even tofu if you're vegetarian.
So it's really versatile.
Super versatile, yeah.
Yeah.
The flavors stay true to the dish no matter what you add.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so let's get into the cooking part.
All right, let's do it.
First step is blending the peppers, onions, and tomatoes all together.
So like a base for the stew?
Exactly. Then things get a little interesting.
Oh.
You fry the beef and onions separately before adding them to the mix.
Now, why would you do that?
That's what I thought too. But NaijaIowan explains that it actually helps to develop the flavors more deeply.
Oh, that makes sense. Like each ingredient gets its own chance to shine,
Exactly. And then when they all come together, bam, flavor explosion.
I've seen that technique in other types of cuisine too.
Yeah, it's pretty universal when you think about it.
Interesting.
And speaking of flavor, the seasonings are really important here. Cayenne pepper plays a big role. And also something called Maggi chicken bouillon.
Maggi, yeah, I know that.
They give the ifo riro that, savory depth.
That's what makes Nigerian food so good.
Absolutely. And, it's fascinating because cayenne pepper, especially, has this whole history behind it in West Africa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was traded along all these ancient routes and became this, symbol of cultural exchange.
Wow, I never knew that.
So it's not just a spice, it's like a taste of history.
I like that, a taste of history.
Okay, let's move on to the pounded yam.
All right, this is the part I'm most curious about.
So it starts with something called pounded yam powder, which might sound a little strange.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Basically, it's just super finely ground yam flour.
Oh, okay.
You mix that with boiling water and knead it until it forms this smooth dough.
So it's like a dough, not like mashed potatoes.
Right.
Right.
And it has this really interesting texture, almost elastic, but also kind of fluffy.
Ah, interesting.
Then you shape it into these cute little balls. Pounded yam is like the go-to side dish in West Africa. Kind of like mashed potatoes or polenta in other cultures.
But the texture is totally different, right?
Right, exactly. It's dense, but also soft enough to soak up all that delicious stew.
I can imagine that's a key part of the experience.
Totally. And finally, the best part.
The big reveal.
NaijaIowan plates up this beautiful green ifo riro with the pounded yam balls all around it. Looks amazing.
Food is so much more than just taste.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the visual appeal, the aromas, the textures. It all comes together to create this whole sensory experience.
I couldn't agree more. So what have we learned today?
Let's see.
Well, NaijaIowan has shown us that you don't have to travel to Nigeria to experience the amazing flavors of Nigerian food.
True.
You can create it right in your own kitchen.
With a little help from you two.
Exactly. And it makes you think, doesn't it? How do food traditions evolve as they move to different places?
Yeah, that's a good question. They have to adapt to new ingredients, new tastes, but still hold on to their essence.
I think that's what makes food so fascinating. It's always changing, always evolving.
And it's a way to connect with other cultures, even if you can't physically travel there.
Absolutely. So what do you say? You want to try making some ifo riro and pounded yam?
I think I might just do that. I'll check out NaijaIowan's channel.
Yeah, do it. And let us know how it goes. Maybe you'll discover your own culinary adventure.
Maybe I will.
Until then, happy cooking, everyone.
Happy cooking.